Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're going on a pretty massive journey, the evolution of money itself.
It's a huge topic.
Yeah, and our goal is really to follow this tool, from ancient salt and shells all the way to the decentralized code of tomorrow. And it all seems to come down to one thing: trust.
That is the absolute key, because for something to work as money, it has to do three things, right?
Right.
It has to be a medium of exchange so you can trade with it. It needs to be a unit of account so you can price things. And crucially, it must be a reliable store of value.
And those early forms of money, they didn't really hold up. I mean, barter is a
A
nightmare.
total nightmare. And using cattle or salt is, well, it's heavy and it perishes.
So the real breakthrough wasn't about finding a better thing to use, but creating a standard.
Exactly. That's the leap. When the Lydians created the stater, they established fungibility.
Meaning one coin is exactly the same as the next.
Yes, it made value predictable. But then China's paper currency, that was the real revolution. It showed that value isn't in the material itself. It's in the authority that guarantees it.
Which brings us right to today and the fiat standard. Since the U.S. dropped the gold standard in '71, our money is backed by, just confidence.
Just confidence, public trust in the government that issues it, and the central banks that manage the supply.
And now that entire system is almost completely digital. We're all using digital wallets, apps.
All running on these invisible, centralized ledgers. And that speed that moved to instant value transfer, well, that's what paved the way for the real disruption.
The decentralized systems.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. You have cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin emerging. They just completely remove the central authority.
No bank, no government, it's decentralized. And with a fixed supply, it's a very powerful digital store of value.
But let me push back on that. If it can jump 20% in one day, that volatility is a huge issue, right? You can't really use it for, buying coffee.
It absolutely is. That's why it struggles as a unit of account.
Yeah.
And that's the exact problem stablecoins were created to solve. They're the bridge.
How do they work?
They maintain a one-to-one peg to a stable asset, usually the US dollar. And this is backed by audited reserves or sometimes very complex algorithms.
So you get the benefits of the blockchain instant global 2047 settlement, but without the wild price swings.
Exactly. Low volatility, which is essential for commerce, for liquidity.
Okay, so stablecoins give you this pseudonymous public ledger where you're an address, not a name, and stability. Now, how does that compare to the other digital frontier, central bank digital currencies, CBDCs?
They're basically the opposite. A CBDC is digital currency, yes, but it's issued and fully controlled by the central bank.
So a centralized ledger.
Totally centralized. They say it'll make cross-border payments more efficient, but the trade-off is, well, it's privacy. This central authority would have visibility into every single transaction.
And that visibility enables something our sources called programmability, which sounds like a radical change.
It's a fundamental change to what money is. Programmability means the issuer could set rules on the money itself.
What kind of rules?
Well, imagine the government sends out stimulus funds. They could program that money to expire after 30 days if you don't spend it.
Wow.
Or they could restrict it to be spent only on certain things, like food or fuel. It's a level of monetary control we've never seen before.
Meanwhile, on the other side of this, you have the decentralized world-building DeFi, or decentralized finance.
Right. And that's all about rebuilding financial services, lending, trading, you name it, but with smart contracts.
Where the code is the law.
The code is the law. The agreement executes automatically, no middleman needed. And that system allows for tokenization.
So taking real-world assets like a piece of real estate or a company stock.
And representing them digitally on a blockchain so they can be traded instantly, 204/7, anywhere in the world. It's all about creating maximum liquidity.
So it seems we have two very different visions for the future unfolding. On one hand, you have stable coins on public ledgers offering low volatility and a degree of privacy.
And on the other, you have CBDCs, which promise efficiency but bring total centralization and control.
We've gone from money backed by physical gold to money backed only by trust in a government.
And now the next shift seems to be a choice between that continued trust in a central authority or a new kind of trust in code.
So the final thought we want to leave you with is this. As we move into a fully digital future, where do you think the ultimate source of financial authority will, or maybe even should, reside?